But it is more dangerous when you eat or drink sugar and milk in combination. It is more acidic. And coffee, chocolate, soft drinks, cakes, well, all these are acidic. So complications of periodontitis. Number one is bacteremia. Bacteremia is presence of bacteria in the blood. And then we have septicemia, blood poisoning caused by negligence of oral hygiene. It's because of this bacteria, and then it may cause bacteremia and septicemia. What happens in the mouth can influence our body. What happens in our body can influence our mouth. So I would like to give emphasis on this. So there is a deep relationship between the oral health and the general health of the human being. The oral health affects the overall internal systems of the body. So it's not just for speech. It's not just for chewing. It tells more of the importance with the relationship, with regards to the relationship of the internal system. So there is a connection among oral and internal systems of the body. The better oral health, the better is the body and life. The better is the body and life. For enjoying the good oral health, you have to take the proper nutrients and daily cleaning of the teeth. That is why God did not make a mistake in introducing Genesis 1:29 as the perfect food for Adam and Eve and the human race. Because by eating fruits fruits and vegetables, but I recommend that you do not eat fruits and vegetables at the same meal, especially if you have weak digestive system. It is better to eat fruit in one meal and then vegetable in one meal. Because fruit and vegetable acids are not compatible. So I am referring with especially leafy vegetables. You do not combine it with fruits. Okay? So the only fruits that are neutral are actually avocado and lemon. So you can eat avocado with leafy vegetables in other places, in Europe and America. They use avocado for their vegetable salad. Okay? And then they also use lemon to sprinkle lemon so that it will be more tastier. So, the mouth is the gateway to our body. Bacteria that builds up on teeth make gums prone to infection. The immune system moves in to attack the infection and the gums become inflamed. The inflammation continues unless the infection is brought under control. In science, we always refer what is the cause. And there must be a removal of the cause so that there will be a continuous healing. What is the cause? Negligence of oral hygiene. What is the cause? Bacteria caused by negligence of oral hygiene. Okay? Of course, I recommend also using toothbrush one or 2 months you change your toothbrush. Because sometimes people, they like the color, oh, this is my favorite color, and after a year, they are still using it, and you look at the brush, it doesn't look like a brush anymore. And yet they use it because this is my favorite. But it's not about color. So this is another picture. This is the plaque. This is on the molar area, and then we will have gingivitis, inflamed and receding gum. So unless you remove this plaque, this is the cause, and then you will never have a healing on this portion. Over time, inflammation and the chemicals, it releases it away at the gums and bone structure that hold teeth in place. So we are calling this periodontium. And the severe gingivitis, it is called periodontitis. When there is periodontitis, there is already a mobility of the tooth. And a severe inflammation around the surrounding structure. So the result is severe gum disease known as periodontitis. Inflammation can also cause problems in the rest of the body. So now from the mouth, we are going to the other parts of the body in relation with our gums or our mouth. So this is another form of periodontitis. And actually, that is the amount of a diabetic.
ví dụ tại nhịp của nó muốn cũng lại.
Yes, this is amount of a diabetic patient. Diabetic patients, when they smell, we call it in dental medicine acetone breath. They smell so sweet. So this is what happens when you have diabetes. This is actually a reaction either from the diabetes or from this gingival inflammation. So there is an interaction.
That's not good.
The working relationship between diabetes and periodontitis may be the strongest of all the connections between the mouth and body. So if you have diabetes, you will have a weak periodontium, weak gingiva. Okay? Inflammation that starts in the mouth seems to weaken the body's ability to control blood sugar. So this is the interrelationship. And then people with diabetes have trouble processing sugar because of a lack of insulin. And the hormone that converts sugar, this is the hormone that converts sugar into energy. So this is oral health and diabetes. The periodontal disease further complicates diabetes because the inflammation impairs the body's ability to utilize insulin. We have type 1, type 2, okay, diabetes insipidus, and so on. So we have also juvenile diabetes. And then to further complicate matters, diabetes and periodontitis have a two-way relationship. As I was telling you before, two-way. High blood sugar provides ideal conditions for infection to grow, including gum infections. So this is what is happening to a diabetic. If the diabetic patient has a weak gums. And if you have periodontal problem, it will also affect what? Our blood sugar. According to Dr. McLean. Okay, periodontal disease and diabetes. And then oral health and heart disease. Do you know that you have an artery from your mouth directly going to your heart? So whenever you have problems with your mouth, well, bacteria not only go into every part of the body, it also go directly to the heart. Though the reasons are not fully understood, it's clear that gum disease and heart disease often go hand in hand. Look at this, how many percent? Up to 91% of patients with heart disease have periodontitis. How many percent? 91% of patients with heart disease have periodontitis. So if you have bad oral hygiene, and then it is actually, there will be a problem sooner or later with the heart. You will see later on as we go on. So compared to 66% of people with no heart disease. The two conditions have several risk factors in common, such as smoking. Oh, I'm sure nobody is smoking, right? But the problem is the second and third hand smoking. So if you have neighbors or members of the family who are not Adventist and still they are smoking, you need to share this because second-hand smoking is more dangerous than the first-hand smoking. And we have third-hand smoking. Do you have an idea of a third-hand smoking? When somebody is smoking and then it will adhere to the curtains or to the clothes, and then when somebody will inhale this, well, it is also dangerous. We call that third-hand smoking. Second-hand smoking, when the smoker exhales the smoke with the poisonous breath, that is why it is more dangerous than first-hand smoking. So, unhealthy diet, that is why I recommend more raw. If we can do it raw for 1 week, 2 weeks, or 3 weeks, the better. If you want to eat cooked, it is better to eat simple. Cooked food. In Bisaya we call it laukoy. Tagalog, nilaga na lang, sinigang. So you can eat boiled or steamed fruit or vegetables, and that is a simple way of cooking. And Sister White's telling us that root fruits cooked in a simple way, or root vegetables or root crops cooked in a simple way are very nutritious. Of course, you do not eat
Thì bệnh
raw
nhân
kamote. You do not eat
chó thì bệnh
raw yam. But if you boil them, cook as simple as you can, and then it is nutritious. Okay? And carrots, you can eat carrots uncooked and cooked, and even if it is cooked, it is still nutritious, but don't overcook. Okay? So, and the excess weight. So we must always check our weight, especially BMI. Do you know how to get BMI? Do you know how to measure your BMI? Body mass index.
mấy người về tóc cho má.
Weight in kilograms
Đúng rồi,
over height in meters squared. Weight in kilograms over height in meters squared. That will be your BMI. So when you are 23 above, you are actually obese or overweight. But when you are 17 below, you are underweight. This is for the BMI. So
Thẳng.
we will continue. The theory is that the inflammation in the mouth causes inflammation in the blood vessels. So the circulatory system is composed of the blood and also the heart and the arteries and the nerves or the veins. So when there is an inflammation in the mouth, there will be a relatively inflammation also in other parts of the body where we have blood vessels. And then this can increase the risk for heart attack in a number of ways. Inflamed blood vessels allow less blood to travel between the heart and the rest of the body, raising blood pressure. There's also a greater risk that fatty plaque will break off the wall of a blood vessel and travel to the heart or the brain, causing a heart attack or stroke. So we call this embolism. So this is the relationship between the mouth and the heart. Right, Dr. Cram? Okay, so this is a diagram. I will make it easier for you to understand because it is scientific. Anyway, oral infections such as periodontitis, even gingivitis, there will be a different kinds of interaction. But the first result will be what? Bacteremia, because there is a presence of bacteria in the blood or in the surrounding tissues, and then it will go to the circulatory system, and then there will be a reaction such as these things. But you see, it will end in vascular pathology. Pathology is a branch of medical science that deals with different kinds of diseases. So, pathology. And vascular, it refers to blood vessels. In other words, vascular pathology is the diseases of the vascular vessels because of periodontitis or oral infection. What else? It will also lead to cardiovascular disease. Cardiovascular disease. Have you ever heard if you don't have teeth or dentition in some parts of your mouth, there will be a problem with our temporomandibular junction? How do you know that you have a normal temporomandibular junction? You have little fingers, right? On your hand. Do you have it? I hope you have it. Okay, you put this in your ear. Okay? And then you open your mouth. Do you hear a clicking sound? If you hear a clicking sound by inserting these two little fingers, they are seamless. And then you open your mouth and there is a clicking sound, and then you have a problem with the temporomandibular junction. And then later on it will become TMD or temporomandibular dysfunction. And when there is no perfect or correct vertical dimension in this area, you will feel pain in different parts of the body. Because there are a lot of nerves that are passing through this area. So this is TMD and TMD. So oral infection and cardiovascular disease. This is actually the process. So take care of our oral cavity. And this is another thing. So dental plaque, tartar, biofilms, dental diseases and other procedures.
Check
So
all
we
your
make sure that your dentist use also what? Clean or sterilized instruments. You ask your doctor, this your right because you are paying them. Are all your instruments sterilized? Okay. So then blood flow and then bacteria and also, yes, bacteria, these are the reactions. Heart valve deformity. What else? We have also platelet aggravation. And then we have also non-bacterial thrombotic endocarditis. And then at the end, it will be bacterial endocarditis. Actually, it started from non-bacterial and then it will become bacterial. And then sometimes we call it subacute bacterial endocarditis. What is endocarditis? What is endo? It means, it prefix that means in or inner. And what is carditis? It's inflammation of the muscles of the heart. So endo or inflammation of the muscles, internal muscles of the heart, caused by bacteria. So if you have a bacteria in your mouth, and then it will also go to the bacteria will go also to the heart. This is how we summarize it in a simple way. So bacteria from the mouth will result in bacterial endocarditis, or presence of bacteria in the inner muscles of our heart. So, to make it simpler, from the mouth, there is actually a direct relationship of these arteries going directly to the heart. So, whenever you have inflammations in your mouth, always think of your heart, because it will cause bacterial endocarditis. So, oral health and pregnancy. So, this is of course exclusive for our wife, our sisters. Babies born too early or at a low birth weight often have significant health problems, including lung condition. So, mouth and lungs are very far from by distance compared to other parts. But you see, there is also a relationship. And then heart, and then learning disorders. Lung, heart, and learning disorders. While many factors can contribute to premature or low birth weight deliveries, researchers are looking at the possible role of gum disease. Infection and inflammation in general seem to interfere with the fetus development in the womb. So you remember the first picture I've shown you? Even at a younger age, if this thing will not be corrected, when she will be pregnant, there will be a problem with the child. In the lungs, and also learning disorders, and also in the heart of the child. Okay? So, we will continue. So, by this diagram, we will easily understand it. So, this is again the biofilm, which cause inflammation of the gums, and it also the surrounding structure, we call it periodontitis, and then it will affect the liver. The liver is actually the screening organ, and then it will also affect our digestive system, because of course you cannot eat well. Not only that, the bacteria will also go to that area, and then it will have a direct effect to the heart and to the fetus. So these different organs are affected because of lack of oral hygiene. So this is the start of the problem, and in the end, these four parts will be affected. Gut, the intestines, and then we have the liver, and then we have the heart, and then the fetus. Gum disease. Women, pregnancy, and osteoporosis. Now we go to skeletal system. We call it osteoporosis. What is osteoporosis? The presence of pores in our skeletal system. So by merely looking at the picture, and then you will know what is being affected by these different kinds of infections in the oral cavity. So with the blood and also with the fetus. and with the heart,
Giảm
and
giá
then
được không?
also with the bone. So you will notice there is already an absorption of the bone.
Chập để giảm giá được không?
And this is alveolar bone. And we will learn also, for the best chance of a healthy pregnancy, a comprehensive periodontal exam is indispensable. If you're pregnant or before you become pregnant, to identify whether you are at risk. Oral health and osteoporosis. Because periodontal disease can also lead to bone loss, or the two diseases have been studied for possible connections. Some researchers believe that routine dental x-rays can show more than cavities. They reveal low bone mineral density and bone loss in the jaw that could signal a risk for underlying bone problems elsewhere, especially in older people.
Anh, mấy cái này tiện hơi được thấy mà.
Okay, so this is
mỗi
an x-ray.
mỗi 4 tiếng thì
If you have periodontitis, you will have bone loss. How do you know that you have bone loss at the early stage? Do you have any idea? When you always have what? Food debris in between your teeth. Tinga ba sa Tagalog? When there is always a lodging of food debris in between teeth, it means to say that there is already an early loss of bone, especially when you use toothpick. Dentists don't recommend toothpick because it is one cause of what? Bone loss. You see those people with complete set of dentition and they have small spaces in the gum area between the teeth. It is because of toothpick. So now, a scientist invented water pick. Have you heard of water pick? Using water as a pick, it is motorized, and then you will spray your interdental areas with this water pick. Otherwise, you use dental floss. And now we have interdental brushes, but don't use toothpick. So, when there is bone loss in this area, according to the scientific research, there will also be osteoporosis in other areas. Because we have one body, different kinds of systems, but one body. In 1 Corinthians chapter 12, many parts, but one body. So when you have pain in your big toe, you feel the pain in your whole body. When one member is sick and one member has a problem, the whole body, which is the church, is affected. And the head of the body is Jesus Christ. So whenever you have this kind of bone loss in the mouth, there will be also an osteoporosis in other parts of our body, according to this research. Oral health and smoking. So I think we don't need to talk more about the smoking. Okay, so, and other conditions such as rheumatoid arthritis. When you have periodontal problems or oral cavity problems, treating periodontal disease has been shown to reduce pain caused by rheumatoid arthritis. It is also interrelated. And then lung conditions, we were talking about this. Periodontal disease may make pneumonia and chronic obstructive or COPD worse, possibly by increasing the amount of bacteria in the lungs. And then obesity.
Anh để nhờ.
Two studies of link obesity to gum disease. It appears that periodontitis progresses more quickly in the presence of higher body fat. So periodontal disease can affect your heart and body. So this is actually the whole picture. From the mouth, okay, you see the brain. And then this is actually the tooth, what is removed. This is actually our blood. And then this is the blood vessel. And then with the prosthetic joint, with the fetus, with the kidney, the liver, the lungs, and the heart. All these are affected with poor oral hygiene, especially if we have already periodontitis. So bad oral health has been connected with asthma. In the Philippines, asthma is a different term. You know, Filipinos? What is asthma in the Philippines? Yes, but in the Philippines is another, they use another meaning. I'm sorry, it's another meaning. Or especially for the gentlemen. When they have asthma, it means to say, ask my wife. They cannot decide. They cannot decide right away. They need to ask their wife. So they call it asthma. What is asthma? Ask my wife. But now we are talking about allergic problem. We call it asthma. I hope you don't have asthma. Dear brothers, don't have asthma. Okay? So rheumatoid arthritis. What else? Adverse pregnancy outcomes. What else? Osteoporosis. What else? Diabetes, respiratory or lung diseases. And then this we need to consider when we have bad oral hygiene. So different kinds of systems are actually affected. So we will have respiratory and also immune system affected with asthma. Rheumatoid actually is again immune system and also the urinary. And then we have this is about the pregnancy, and then osteoporosis, the skeletal system, and then we have the circulatory